everybody. It is Financial Friday, and I decided to get a little creative this morning. By the way, I'm Donna, and this is Simple Retirement Journey. And I went shopping yesterday, and I bought some red grapes. There's 6 of them here, and they taste really, really good, and I enjoyed them. They're sweet and juicy, and I went online this morning and found out there's tons of vitamins in them. And then I got to thinking, what do grapes turn into? And grapes turn into raisins. I have 6 raisins here. I'm going to show a picture of the raisins. So when you look at raisins versus grapes, what's going to fill you up more? I think the grapes will. And then when I was reading the labels for the raisins, they don't have a whole lot of nutrition value to them. They're loaded with sugar, and the raisin box says the raisins are a high-calorie food item. Grapes aren't so much. So, how do I equate this to money? Well, it's kind of like we have choices in life, and I can choose a nice juicy grape that 6 of them will fill me up and satisfy me and my body's nutritional needs. Grapes are a snack. They don't provide much nutrition to you. So grapes may cost a little bit more than raisins, but they're better for me. And then I got to thinking, so let's turn this analogy upside down. Here's a lowly raisin. Let's pretend this is a $100 bill. And $100 isn't a whole lot, is it? But if we invest it in a good fund or investment account, in 10 to 20 years, you will have this luscious grape. You've invested this lowly raisin. Oops, I'd lost my raisin. We've invested this lowly raisin, and we've invested it in different ways, and then we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. So that is my financial tip for the day. This is compounding interest. I'll tell you what, it tastes a whole lot better than a raisin. So this is some food for thought for you today. Equal opportunity. Raisins taste good too. Okay, we are ready for the regular portion of Financial Friday now. I hope you enjoyed that first clip. It was kind of fun to make. On to what I spent in the past week. First, I'm going to put up my February cash expense tracker. And this week, I took cash out of my checking account. I like to pay for cash for some things. And this week, I got my hair cut, and I actually made 3 trips to the grocery store this week. I actually spent money. So that is that. And I don't know if you can read my chicken scratch off to the far right, but on February 10th, I spent $88. I had $88.08 left, and I counted up all my loose change, and I had $1.50 in loose change. So I used most of my loose change on the 12th, so I actually have, I'm sorry. So I actually have $43.30 left. And tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and it's also our church fish fry, which just so happened to coincide with Valentine's Day. And I'm inviting a friend to go with me. And I'm paying for her meal. So I'll be $30, but it's to a good cause. And I love fish. Next is my February checking account. And where do we start? So last week we covered through February 6th, and now we're going to start on February 7th. And it begins with auto fuel. I put gas in my car. And February 8th, transfer from savings. I'd set aside money for my gas bill, which I paid on the 12th. It was $150.83. And I hope that's the highest bill of the winter. And then I don't show deposits for income of any kind, but the transfer from savings was $60. It was just from one internal account to another. And then also on February 11th, I transferred $75 to my sinking account, and we will see that in my budget spreadsheet in a little bit where that went. And let's see what else. Oh, Amazon. I bought a book. I know, it's shocking. Actually, I ordered a book and I found out I wouldn't get it until May, that it's back ordered. So I canceled that. And that was part of my, I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas. So I had a balance on that. So I bought another book instead. And I should get that today. And this is a shocker. It's a read through the Bible in a year book. So I'm looking forward to getting it. It's a new read through the Bible plan, and I enjoy doing that. So my balance for this new book was $13.12, and I had about $10 left on my gift card. So that is my expense tracker. Oh, and I wanted to note my Amazon, you get an email invoice, and I have a folder on my computer that I throw all the invoices by month. So I've got that there. And then I didn't write everything down yet, but these are, I just dropped my pen. These are my receipts that I have. These are my shopping purchases. These are all my cash receipts. So that is it. And I think I haven't updated since the beginning of last week, but I did put it on this cash tracker. And the reason I'm doing all this is people like to keep track of their budgets different ways. So I'm just giving different options, and some may just want to use a little notebook and keep track of all their receipts. And some people like to do pen and paper. So I've got this, and this is from the Budget Mom, which I've talked about before. This is a paid for budgeting tool. And the expense tracker is from the Budget Mom, which is a paid for PDF that I purchased, and I'm not endorsed by the Budget Mom. I've mentioned her before in past videos, so if you're a returning viewer, you know what I'm talking about. But I just wanted to mention that. And next, we're going to my spreadsheet, and I need to look at my computer here, and I'm going to show my spreadsheet. I've taken everything from my paper and pencil tracker, and I put it into a spreadsheet because people like to do different things. I just want to show a variety of how I budget my money every month. Okay, so now we see February. My spreadsheet is the top half, and I have my mortgage. Well, I call it housing. And then my vehicle, and this month is turning out a lot better than last month. Okay, so now we're looking at the top half of my electronic spreadsheet, and I do the pen and paper. I write that down because some people like to do it that way, so I'm just showing different ways to keep track of your budget. So I take the paper and then I put it into a spreadsheet, and then I've condensed, it's a 12-month rolling spreadsheet for the year. So I'm just showing you February. It's easier to show people that. So my housing is lower this month. Last month I had HOA, which is Homeowners Association. We have to pay an annual fee. So that is gone this month. So I filled up my car early this week. It was $22, and that'll probably last me a month. And now we will go to the bottom half. And here we start with food and household. Last month I had a very large dental bill, and that is gone. Yay! And my fun money. My fun money was the book I bought, and then I have a couple subscriptions that I buy every month. And then my sinking funds, I put aside money every month to save up for known expenses. And my HOA, my Homeowners Association, it's $181 that's due every January. So starting in February, I'm setting aside $15 a month. My license plates for my car are due in August, and I decided to start saving up for those. I think they were $128 last year. And then birthday gifts and Christmas, so it's $75 a month. And that is my budget. And I think that is it. Oh, comparing January budget to February, so far I'm spending almost $600 less in January. And I think that about covers it for me today. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, please click on the like button. And I'd like to know how other people are doing so far in January. So please comment. Some of my subscribers already budget, and there are some that are starting to budget this year. And you know, the rule of thumb is for 3 months, just keep track of where you spend your money. And we may not realize how much we spend on gas for our car every month, or how much we spend on groceries and eating out. So if you do this for 3 months, you can kind of average out what you spend a month, and then you can go from there. And that is it for me this week. Bye.